of you would want this, but I didn't really plan it out, but that's why I didn't plan it out. But you guys apparently want a video about dance, so here it is. Yes, I'm holding a tennis ball. You'll get there now. You'll understand why now. First off, let's talk about what I'm allowed to wear. A sports bra is fine for certain styles like tap, modern, sometimes depends on the teacher, street, and contemporary, again, depends on the teacher. The thing with the sports bras is it's nice and tight, because with dancing, what I'm wearing now would not be acceptable. One, because the shirt's a bit too loose, and two, the jeans, you're not allowed to dance in jeans because it hinders your flexibility. You want to wear tight-fitting clothes, not because anyone wants to just see your body, but it's because they want to see your body, if that makes sense. They want to be able to see if there's... So if you look at this... Wait. I can't do it untrained. I'm too trained for this. So if I do this, it's a nice and straight, elegant line. But if I do this, it's sort of broken. Do you see the difference? Now, if I'm wearing baggy sweatpants, which is sometimes acceptable, in street, but normally, for ballet example, if I'm wearing baggy sweatpants, then you won't be able to see the minor differences. And the teachers need to see which muscles you're activating to make sure you're dancing safely. So that's sports bras and leotards are allowed, as well as for if you're cold in the winter, yoga pants are acceptable in any art style, not in ballet, then you have to take them off. I briefly mentioned this, but leg warmers and a ballet jacket is also accepted for ballet for cold. It's acceptable in tap and street and modern and contemporary. I'm only talking about what I know from dancing. The other ones I just mentioned. This leotard is absolutely required for ballet, and then this is optional for modern, for contemporary, for street, for tap, but required for ballet is stockings. Now, the reason I have 3 pairs is to show you the difference in color. Which one do you think is the newest one? It's this one. It's very pink, and it's still nice and thick, and there aren't any holes in it. The reason why I have so many stockings is because they get holes really easily, and ladders. This is a ladder. Wait. Here is a ladder, if you can see. No, you can't. That's a ladder, and this is a hole. That's the ladder, and that's a hole. And that just doesn't look good if you're performing. So you normally get a new pair of stockings per performance. And what also happens is with the ballet, because you're so turned out, which I'll explain the difference now, because you're so turned out, there's a lot of holes in the crotch area. There's also, for in the summer, you get tight socks, like socks, but they're tights, so that you can wear your pointe shoes and your ballet shoes, because nobody wants to do ballet work in socks or barefoot. It's okay, Loki. Socks aren't allowed unless you put them under your stockings. Like my one classmate, she put socks under her stockings. I don't know why, but she does. Okay, so that's... But where? Except for ballet. Normally, with every dance style, you have to keep your hair up. Out of your face, because it gets distracted, unless you're performing and you need loose hair for some odd reason, for the costume or something, then it's loose. But normally you can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't whack other people. But ballet, it is absolutely required. Again, ballet is very strict, the rest are more chilled, sort of. Ballet, it's required to have a bun. Now let's get into the shoes. The reason why my bag is so heavy is because this is all my shoes I carry around. Oh no, I actually also carry around these. There goes my tennis ball. So, these are I wear to get to and come from dancing. and also for street, because you can do street barefoot, but it's not really recommended because you can't turn as well, and there's sometimes, you know, the Michael Jackson that thing, it's easier to go on your toes with tackies instead of barefoot. But lots of people wear sneakers. I prefer tackies, so yeah. Then for ballet, we have two different pairs of shoes. We have the flat shoe, and the reason why I have ribbons is not because I prefer to have ribbons. Trust me, if I didn't have to wear ribbons, I wouldn't have them. But, oh, they stink. Lots of hard work. The reason I have ribbons is because I am more advanced, and the more advanced you get in ballet, then you start wearing ribbons. I think I got ribbons in grade 5. That's when they forced us to put ribbons on our shoes. But, of course, okay, so, you know, the thing is about flat shoes, which are these, there's no point here, you cannot go on your toes supported. The reason that these are not shiny or pink, they're more of a nude. I don't know where I was, but yeah, you get different types of flat shoes. This is leather, it's normally the strongest one. You also get fabric, which I'll insert a picture here if I can. It basically looks like it's the foot. So, and it's just normal fabric. Then you get satin / silk, which we all had when we were little grade 1 ballet dancers. Actually, this is little, you see it's more shiny, it's very destroyed. I am a very hard dancer, but you see there's this satin. This is satin shoes, it's more shiny, and it's fabric instead of leather. And you can see my very, very young shoes have an elastic, as to these which have a ribbon. Then, in ballet, you have flat shoes and you have pointe shoes. I explained more about pointe shoes in my pointe shoe video, but I'm just going to show you quickly. We have the pointe shoe that has elastics and ribbons. Now the reason for that is the elastics support the ankle and the ribbons hold it here so it doesn't fall off and that the heel doesn't slip off. Basically, to cut it short, pointe shoes, your toe sits here, your toes sit here, and all your weight is supported by that, and that's why this arch, when it's warmed up properly, you need to warm up your shoe and your feet. You have an arch and it's like this, and your foot is then supported from this block, and you need to hold yourself up. Luckily, they invented toe pads, so that you're not on your toes completely. I have the fabric ones because my feet were too big for the silicone ones, but you also have the silicone ones. I'll try and insert a picture here. But yeah, that is ballet shoes, pointe shoes. Oh, and if you have the silicone toe pads, you need to put them in baby powder, and you need to let your pointe shoes cool down. I know, strange, but that's why you always see ballet dancers with their pointe shoes hanging over their back. It's because they're cooling it down, so that because basically there's a glue and the glue needs to warm up to be able to work. And if you just go and put that glue inside, like the paste, whatever it is, inside of your bag, hot, it'll melt everything and the shoe will break faster. And yes, pointe shoes do break. Unlike my flats, they don't break because my feet get too big or because of years of hard use. They break because this eventually starts to wear off and it doesn't support you anymore. That is when you need new ballet pointe shoes. Now there's a lot of different types of pointe shoes. It's like Cinderella's glass slipper. Each pointe shoe is differently for the dancer. So I cannot advise you which shoe to take because that takes a lot of training, and it took me a few hours to get my first pair of pointe shoes. So I won't advise buying pointe shoes off of someone else. Just listen to what brand they suggest. Okay, that's ballet. And then also, there's two different types of pins. It's strange, I know, but there's two different types of pins. I hold these. So you see this pin, it's open. So it looks like a little soldier almost. It's a wide V. It looks like 2 legs. This is called a ballet pin, I think. And then you get a bobby pin. I'm just getting a closed one because I've been using these a lot. This one is more closed. Okay. Do you see the difference? So yeah, let me explain. Bobby pins are if there's a loose hair here, this won't necessarily be able to keep it up. That is when a bobby pin is handy. I will then take this hair because we want to look like we walk through speed with our hair. I'll take that hair and I'll pin it and it's out of sight. Obviously it doesn't look good now with the ponytail, but yeah. The wide pins are used to keep your bun in place. You have 8, you can use 2 hair ties and 8 pins, and then once you have your bun, you just stick it and it holds. So yeah, obviously you need more, but yeah, I also did my bun, but since then I've changed. I do not use the donut anymore, which is this thing, if I can get all my pins out of it. This, basically it's for dancers with little hair. Then what they do is they make a ponytail, they put that on top of the ponytail, they put the hair over it so it hides it, and then they just pin the hair underneath so they look like they have more hair than they have and it's not just a flat piece of nothingness. So that is what's in my hair bag, also hairbrush obviously. And then our best friend, hairspray for shows. This is already empty from 4 shows. That's empty. Or not, wait. It's not empty, it's on his last life though. We use this a lot. Just because if you go on stage and you see this girl, because we probably had rehearsal before that, this girl with this puffy hair, that's not going to look good, is it? But a girl who looks like this, even though it's not as pretty, it's going to look better and more uniform. So then, we have a different completely style tap. You generally want to wear socks with this, but I've seen girls who forget socks and then they just put this, stockings as well. The thing with stockings is you get 2 types. You get normal ones, which is when both of the sides would look like this. And the only way to take it off of the feet is to completely take it off. Or you get reversible ones where it has a hole here and you can then put it, this part, on your toes, and then everything else would, of course it would be on completely, but then you can put on your toes, and then if you want to go into a different style, you can lift it up and roll and put it on your ankle. But yeah, some girls have just put on their stockings again for tap, but I generally prefer to wear socks with my tap shoes. So here are my tap shoes. They are the Sancha T Mega. You'll notice that there's also different types of tap shoes. Like there's some girls who have a split sole, which means here there's nothing hard. So you see, this isn't mobile here. Oh, it is a bit, but that's from me being on my toes. But here, I can't bend that. For them, it's split sole. They would have been able to have full mobility, except at the tap and the heel. The tap and the heel is what produces the sound. It's the metal. The one's higher and the one's lower. It's a very fine sound, but yeah, that's tap shoes. You can also go on your toes on tap shoes, but for a few seconds only. Tap is generally very difficult because if you mess up, there's no hiding it because it's an immediately different sound. Like, listen to this. This is a normal drop. No, wait, that was bad. This is a normal drop. That was bad as well. Wait. This is a normal drop. one sound. Now this is a bad drop. So you hear there's two sounds. Normal. That was two. Normal. Bad. Normal. It's a very fine line to hear it, and once you do, you're solid. Also, this is the reason why I carry a screwdriver in my bag, is because holding the metal plate to my shoe are screws, and if one of the screws come loose in class, I can just screw it back. Also, that's it. Now let's talk about modern. Contemporary, okay, so for modern, you can either be barefoot, or you can wear these jazz shoes, which I tried out and I hate them. I'll try and insert a picture here, but I hate them. They're disgusting. Or you can wear what I have, footies. These maybe not the best example because they're really worn down from all the use, but these are great because you put your big toe here and the rest of your toes here, and here's leather so you can turn. These basically just help you turn, they help you split, they help you glide around more, which is really great because I am not very good when it comes to my feet and turning on the floor. But there's some girls in my class who go barefoot, and I honestly salute them. So that's uniform. I'll talk about posture now. I haven't really started contemporary yet. I sort of self-taught myself, so I can't talk too much about that. But I generally know about it. Now, for strengthening, we have a TheraBand. This is a medium strength, I think. What you can do is you can pulse your arms, you can stretch out even with these as well. My trainer does that. Or this is really good for pointe shoes. You'll see that a lot of ballet dancers have TheraBands with them. It's just resistance training. You can work the inner thighs by holding it here very tightly and then pulling out and in. Or there's just so many possibilities with this to strengthen yourself that it's really great. I don't use it as often, but I should probably. But yeah, this is what I keep in my dance bag. A tennis ball. Why a tennis ball? Oh no, wait, let me not do the tennis ball yet. I also carry a jump rope, and you're thinking this looks really heavy duty. The thing is, it strengthens me more. So with the jump rope, we jump rope modern, you have to keep your arms, you can't move this because then you're not strengthening. You have to keep your arms in a certain spot and just move your wrists, and your legs need to stay straight, and you need to point your toes. So you don't want to be this one. So that's why we have a jump rope. It warms us up. I already talked about the 5 warm-ups, but this video is too long. I talked about it in dancer performance tips and dancer stretch routines, so go watch that to find out. But for ballet, if you're getting cold on the top half, you get ballet jerseys. Okay, here's the next thing. Also leg warmers for ballet if your legs are cold, but not a lot of people wear them in my class normally. Injuries. I have these knee pads, knee guards that aren't as serious. They're more likely if I'm starting to feel a pain in my knee but I want to continue dancing, so I just wear these for extra support. But if it's bad and I know I can continue dancing but I need more support, I wear this knee guard. We also have tape, which we can put anywhere in our bodies. I have painkillers somewhere. I have a bandage. I have another bandage that's harder to support my ankle because I had an ankle injury. And we just have a whole first aid kit with us because we don't want to be injured because then we're gone for a season. Now this is after dancing. After dancing, obviously you take a shower, you eat, and you sleep. You don't have to shower afterwards, but it's nice to because it relaxes your muscles. But for after dancing, the tennis ball, this is where this comes in. This is really nice, or before dancing. What you do is, you take it, please don't fall. You take it, you put it on the floor, and you put your foot on it, and this feels really nice. You roll out your foot. This is really nice because you just put a lot of pressure on your feet. Like if you think walking is bad, try doing this for like 10 minutes straight. Or just even shuffling, putting pressure, just putting all your weight, jumping on your feet. So we normally just roll out our feet and your toes and your heels. There's also some specific footballs which have like spikes in them, but I don't have any foot injuries and my feet aren't that hardcore, so I don't need that. This is my best friend. This is a muscle roller. This is if your spine is loose, not loose, if your back is stiff or your hips are stiff or your whatever is stiff, you can just go on this and there's spikes on it and you just roll out your muscles. Obviously, you have to be safe with it because if I tense up my muscles, so if I were to do it like this, I'm tensing up my back, which is bad. So I just try and relax onto it because if you tense up your muscles, you're gonna not roll them out and stretch them out, you're gonna bruise them. And that's not something that's very nice. You can also roll out your calves, which is really nice. And these guys, and there's some other muscles which I've forgotten now, but it's really nice. It does me wonders. And that's all that I have in my dance bag. I obviously have my first aid kit, my monthly visitor that I don't like kit and stuff like that, medicine, brufen, antibiotics. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about postures real quick because it's quite interesting the difference, but I'm going to go somewhere where you can see me standing full length, and then I think that's the last topic I'll talk about. Yeah. So I'm going to try and explain this the best I can, but with ballet, you should probably want to tie your shirt. There's different postures. Tap, it's you want to generally bend your knees. That is for sound production. So if I bend my knees, I need to get a better angle. So if I bend my knees for tap, it's easier to reach the floor and make sound. But if my knees are straight, that's really difficult to make sound that's nice and crisp. Tap, I don't know how to explain it, but there's so much that goes into making a singular sound that it could take like a 10-minute video, but anyway. And also with tap, you jump a lot, and that's a big no-no. Never ever, land with straight knees. You are just putting more impact on them. That's also a big thing. Any sort of style. When you land, you want to land rolling through your feet. Rolling through your feet to give more shock absorption, and also, so you want to roll through your feet, and after you've rolled through your feet, you want to bend your leg, and then generally, in ballet, if you freeze in a plie, but you can, then you straighten your legs after. But you never ever land with a solid foot like this, or with a straight leg. That's just asking for an injury. Anyway, so you bend your legs, and because your weight's a lot on your toes, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a whole routine like this in tap. It's mostly on your toes. You roll back your shoulders. You roll back your shoulders, so there's a difference. This is slouched. This is slouching. It's not good. It's bad for your spine. Slouching. Go up to your ears, all back all the way, and that just looks better. And it's better for your spine. And it activates muscles in the back, which will in turn activate the glutes. And yeah, so you roll back your shoulders, you pull in your stomach, and you lean over your feet. If you don't want to be this one, it's a slight lean just to give you help. You also want to tighten your glutes, which is just the difference. Wait, I can't show it with these jeans, but yeah, there's a difference. It looks like someone took my bum and did this to it, which is good because it activates the muscles. Also, if you bend, please make sure you are bending over your toe. You don't want to land like this, or you don't want to bend like this. This is over my toe, but now it's not. And now it's not. It just puts pressure on the bad places and it's going to injure you. That's tap posture. Modern is roll your shoulders back, activate your core, tuck in your glutes underneath you. Have a neutral pelvis, which means it's not doing this or this. It's neutral, tucked in, and you don't want to raise your shoulders. You want to put them down and legs turned in. And when you're standing or you're kicking or anything, keep a straight leg unless told so, and point your feet unless told so or told so. And this is modern. It's sharp, and you want to keep all your muscles activated at all times so that it's easier to go to any position. Street, it's more relaxed. There's a slight bend, your shoulders are rolled back, your core is activated, glutes are activated, but it's more relaxed. Unless you're doing popping, which is when you tense a muscle to give it that, you know those robots? That's all popping. I don't know, it's popping or locking. One of the two. This is whacking. When you whack your arms. But yeah, so that's the street posture, and this is ballet. So go to your modern posture. Now cancel that, no I'm kidding. So you're in your modern posture, your glutes are tucked in, your core's stuck. Oh, I'm already going into it. Your core's activated, your shoulders are not up, they're rolled back, and your feet are on first. You're gonna take out your feet, don't force them to do that, that's just out. You're gonna go to your natural first, whichever is comfortable, but you don't want to do this. You're gonna go to your natural first, turn it out, tuck in your glutes again, make sure your pelvis is in neutral. And now, it's kind of weird, for ballet, what you do is you activate your glute, your core, and you take your chest up and over sort of. And your arms are rounded, and your shoulders are back. And you have free mobility in your neck as long as it doesn't take the spine with you. So this is ballet, and the hands also. For modern, the hands are very like this, and for tap as well. And for street, there's like pieces and points and fists and. But ballet, it's always. I don't know how to explain it, but you tuck your thumbs away. My teachers always scream, no texting. But I don't get it, this is texting. Well, my old teachers, but anyway, no texting. And you sort of soften the fingers and separate them a bit. You don't want to do this, because that just looks like a flower. Those one flowers, strelitzias. So you just soften the fingers and give it a nice line, more elegant. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do now. I can do a whole video about ballet positions and stuff and modern positions, but I just need your guys. If you want another video, please tell me, and give the questions you want down below, because didn't really give a lot of questions. So yeah, that's it. Please like if you, oh wait, it's me, Arwen, the stockings, and Loki that needs a bath. I can also do that video. Seems like you wanted that. Please like if you did, subscribe because I'm a YouTuber and I have to ask. Turn on the notifications even though they don't work. Love you so much. Stay safe.